Hello from beautiful Wisconsin. My name is Allison Thompson, and I am a student at BYU. I live in Wisconsin with my husband and 5 children, and I am really enjoying this class and the English studies. I am a general studies major with a minor in communications. My oldest son is leaving on a mission February 1st to Sacramento, California, Spanish speaking mission. These are my children. The oldest, that's Spencer. Then I have Avery, who's 15, Kate, that's 13, Talbot, that's 9, and Lily, that's 7. Some of the things I enjoy doing are traveling, cooking, and entertaining. And I'm going to now tell you my top 10 books. These are in no particular order. The first one here is called Little Britches. It's by Ralph Moody, and it's an autobiography on his early life. Ralph and his family moved to the east to Littleton, Colorado, when his father becomes sick, and this is an account of how his family becomes ranchers. This coming-of-age story is full of heart and left me crying for 2 days after I read it the first time. The second book here is called Betsy and Tacy by Maud Hart Lovelace. It's a series about 2 girls growing up in the Midwest during the early 1900s, and it tells the story of their friendship. And I remember wishing to be a third wheel with this dynamic duo, putting on magic shows, playing paper dolls, and going calling seemed like an ideal childhood to me. The second 2 books are Island of the Blue Dolphins. This book was written by Scott Odell, and it's a story about a young Indian girl who lives 18 years alone on an island off the coast of California. This true story is one of strength that I could scarcely imagine as a girl, and I remember hoping that she would survive with each turn of the page. The other one here is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. It is one of my favorites, and I'm really glad we're going to focus on this book during the class. This book is about 4 siblings that enter a world through a portal that is very different than their own. But ultimately, this book is about the power of the atonement. And I'm sure we're going to touch on that as we read it in class. The next 2 books I have here are The Secret Garden and The 100 Dresses. The Secret Garden is by Frances Hodgson Burnett, and it's a book about a spoiled girl who becomes an orphan. And the fun thing about it is she is changed through fresh air, exercise, and gardening. This story is full of wonderful imagery, a little bit of mystery, and I still consider it one of my favorites. The other one here, The 100 Dresses, is by Eleanor Estes. I thought this was probably one of the most thought-provoking books of my young life. It's about a young Polish girl who is ridiculed for wearing the same dress to school every day. She is bullied more when she claims she has 100 dresses at home. Yet the class feels terrible when they find out about her 100 dresses too late. This book taught me about why bullying and judging others is not right. Then, of course, we have Anne of Green Gables, still one of my favorite books by L.M. Montgomery. It's a story about an intelligent, very imaginative orphan who accidentally ends up in the care of an elderly brother and sister, and through a series of mishaps, she somehow steals the hearts of the couple and ends up with her happy ever after. I loved this book as a girl because of the vivid character descriptions and the beautiful imagery of Prince Edward Island. I was also hooked because I wanted to know if Anne would ever forget the handsome Gilbert Blythe. Next, we have The Velveteen Rabbit by Marjorie Williams. It's a favorite story about a little boy and a toy rabbit. The rabbit learns that sometimes love is a sacrifice, but the sacrifice is worth it in the end. And then I have Goodnight Moon here that by Margaret Wise Brown. And I've read that book so many times to my children that I think I have most of it memorized. In the great green room, a little bunny is preparing for bed. To delay bedtime, he says goodnight to every item in his room. There is something oddly comforting about saying goodnight to the items in his room, which makes this book so appealing. And then, last but not least, I have Little House in the Big Woods by Laura Ingalls Wilder. It is the first in a series of books, and I love the entire series. And it was the first series as a girl that I got hooked onto. And it weaves a tale about life as a pioneer child, starting in the deep woods of Wisconsin. I love this book and all the books in her series. And I imagined my life as a pioneer. And I felt like it was something magical about churning your own butter and helping Pa clean his rifle. And I wanted so much to be a part of that world. So this is my top 10 list. I look forward to adding more to that book list as we go forward in this class. Thanks so much, and I look forward to getting to know all of you better. Bye.